Happy morning, everybody. Great afternoon and wonderful evening. We were interacting with Patriji yesterday. The essence of, there are a few takeaways. And work is worship. Or how do we make work as worship? Is what we were understanding. And we'll learn more about it on this Friday in the evening program. When we're learning about purpose, we learn more about how work turns into worship. When we learn emotional intelligence next week, we'll also learn about this. We are in this manifestation week. We establish thoughts create reality through how this quantum model, that everything that we want is there as a possibility. The clear demarcation there is the possibility exists so we can aim for it. The possibility exists so we can aim for it, as opposed to not even think about it because of the past. So we demarcate, we separate these two. So that is the understanding I'm going with. It has nothing to do with the past. The possibility exists. We can work on it. Okay, it's a possibility. And so the thoughts and feelings are creating these possibilities. Which is called the state of being. What is our state of being? The state of being is at any given time, how do I think and feel about me? How about the environment around me? Whether you call it personality, whether you call it a state of being, or an emotional vibration state, but this is, at a moment we use the word state of being. Our thoughts and feelings define the state of being. So yesterday's newsletter sends a very important, the newsletter is very, very important in the whole manifestation process, which is talking about a set of limiting emotions which define fundamentally a state of being. We have events occurring, so those translate to thought in a conscious mind. And those events, when they're repeated, they become slowly beliefs or programs in the subconscious mind. And as they're repeated, and then as events occur with emotions and feelings are in an intense emotion that sets in during when the events occur. So as things are becoming beliefs, programs in our subconscious mind, then slowly we are conditioning our body with that emotion. That's what we are saying. By default, the subconscious program is also conditioning the body into it. So slowly it becomes our unconscious mind that has become what we are. State of being is what we are. So from conscious to subconscious, become unconscious. Learning to doing to being. And so we become that. Over a period of time, the only thing we can think of project is guilt from outside. Only thing we think of project from outside is poor self-esteem. We become a state of being. Our state of being is poor self-esteem, that whatever I take up, I will not be successful. But because I don't have certain quality, I'm low. The poor self-esteem that I cannot be facing these crowds. I cannot be working in large organizations. Can't be talking to people who are all in business suits and attire. My communication is not good. Poor self-esteem. Our state of being could be lack. If we have been struggling because with the finances every month, we thinking that this penny here, this penny there. And our state of being is, oh, there is enough, it's not there, so I really have to plan. There's not enough. There's not enough for me, for my family, and so the state of being, if that's how it is, then we say, okay, then slowly, slowly it extends. Every time we experience a limitedness with our finances, then we project that and say, okay, that is limit. So we go into this lack consciousness that I do not have enough. So state of being becomes lack. That's not adequate. So I constantly have to get more. So we go with the lack consciousness. Is not enough. When you keep saying not enough, it's a lack, then that's what we're projecting. So state of being is projecting any of these limiting emotions. So when I say project, what happens? When you're projecting a certain feeling, and accordingly, there is a whole set of thoughts that are there because the lack that everything is limited is a lack consciousness that we develop. Then everywhere we go, in every daily activity, we think that way. And when we are thinking, when you're projecting, that means your vibration. On one side, you might want to think, you're thinking, I want to become rich. I want to have lots of money. But the other side, you feel like really not adequate for you. There's not enough. Because it is the feeling, the state of being is driven of your past. Whereas quantum model is telling that there is anything possible. And so you got dealing and separate the past into the future model of quantum model creation. That it says, yes, you can become rich. Because just a set of atomic patterns, and you collapse that pattern into a possibility, that possibility of patterns into a physical event. That's all it is saying. And it is saying it is purely with your observation, continuous observation, it can happen. A shoe company, very successful shoe company, wants to expand into some of the unknown territories. They want to go into African market. So they send a manager there. And so they will ask the manager to go and then study how much market is there for the shoe products. So the manager goes there, and then if you're studying, of course, you go there, camp for some time, and then look at different regions, talk to people. So he goes there, cut shots, the visit comes back and says, there is no market here. Everybody here walks barefoot. That's their culture, there's a custom, they're walking barefoot, and by default, they don't need shoe. There's no necessity. This market doesn't exist for shoe because they just walk barefoot. They're good. So the head of the company did not want to take that as an answer and say, really? How is that then everybody else in the world is using? So let me send somebody else. So send someone of the manager again. This person spends good amount of time understanding, comes back and says, you know what, there's a great market out here. I really feel there's a great market. So the head asks, okay, tell me, why is that? How is that? And says, nobody wears shoe here. Nobody wears shoe, and they're exploring for water to these faraway places, and here, there. So many people walk barefoot to kilometers for fetching water. And every day they're going into this forest to fetch firewood and this and that. So there is a great opportunity to make their life more comfortable so we can sell shoe. It is a state of being. One is basically driven off through the past and said everything is, I mean, he is in a state of multiple things. That I cannot make things, would be a lack of confidence, which comes back to poor self-esteem, to go and influence. Lack is only thinking lack. So he wants to see based on a past, only thinking lack. But here, the other one looking and saying, okay, there is a possibility. Just a state of being. So our state of being is constantly looking for possibilities and learnings in any given situation if we are changing it. When you change it, if you are in a lower state of being, then we are looking only everything as a problem, everything is a fear, it's driven through the fear. Everything becomes a problem. We change the state of being and then everything becomes an opportunity into a higher vibration. So now the state of being is defined through our beliefs, our regular thoughts, regular experience of life, transforming themselves into a set of beliefs. And those beliefs are conditioning the body into a certain state, which is our unconditioned mind. Our ego self becomes a certain way. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious. So the third mind becomes that. So even if you didn't want to, by default, you feel that you don't have enough, that you don't have enough skill. How much your experience you have, you always feel yourself very low. Self-esteem means that. Feeling fear of losing identity, a state of being. So some are never able to make independent decisions, independent actions, always want something. So then you're always in the gamut of loyalty. You're attached to something. You say, I'm loyal. But deep inside, there's a fear of losing identity if they're not with them. So the problem with this is, what is it? Now, when the state of being is that, then you can't see opportunities. You'll always see through that attachment. You always see through that attachment. If you lose that attachment, that relationship, then you feel that, okay, now I lose my identity. So state of being has become that I'm nobody once I lose that relationship. So it's fear of losing identity, separation. And so that state of being, then you are losing a set of opportunities. Everything is losing opportunity because you're seeing things as problems. So friends, we need to work on changing our state of being, is changing thoughts and feelings, right? So fundamentally, two things. Changing thoughts is to be focused on set of future experiences, what we call goals. We want to dream about things that we want to have in our life. We want to direct our mind's attention towards something, a conscious mind, which is a bigger part of the mind, which is 90% of the size and brain, which has got all areas. We want to direct its attention towards something that we really want. So we got to have our changing of thoughts and feelings works through one. We got to have a clear goals of where we want to go, what we want to experience of the future. Not what happened in the past, but what do you want to experience of the future? You got to dream about it. And second, we got to reprogram that subconscious beliefs that we've got, the patterns that are there. Because of the 3-4 things in the past that have happened 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, that has happened again. And as a result, I came to a conclusion it is difficult to land a job in these tough times. You got to reprogram that. Now, why is that? Because we attach it to all the times when now the markets are down and say, okay, there are no jobs. And so it is very tough time. Last time a friend had a struggle. I was there, couldn't get a job for some time. So we have the state of mind that is a tough market. State of mind that I don't have enough experience. I'm fresher, so it's tough mark. It is going to be tough for freshers to get a job. It's a tough, difficult state of. We change. We believe already that it is difficult for freshers to get a job. We self-program ourselves because the articles are telling, our friends have told, some seniors tell because of their past experience. And so we program ourselves, and then we apply for a job. We go with that approach. In one side, we want a job. Another side, you know what? When you talk to them, they say, it's, freshers nobody is considering. This is how they tell. Yes, I'm applying, but nobody considers freshers these days. So the inner being, the programmed thought is that nobody considers me. On the other side, consciously they want the job, but then inside it this way. Now, anything that comes from your feeling from inside is coming with a feeling, and the feeling is up to 5,000 times more powerful than your thought alone. And as a result, dear friends, while we want something, but then in the behind, we keep projecting a feeling which is a opposite signal we are sending. On our thought is electromagnetic energy sends one direction, but our feeling, the inner dialogue is also sending electromagnetic energy, which is around the feeling, which is then in the reverse direction. And so it takes time. So manifestation takes time. Everything is always happening, but we set time frame into the mind and say things didn't happen or happened. So it takes time, it extends, it elongates. Sometimes it never happens because our inner feeling is so strong that we constantly negate what we want to think and what we want to have. So we got to set visions, and then we got to reprogram ourselves from our feelings. So visions, we got to have defined visions. We need to identify limiting beliefs and constantly reprogram them. So which is mostly broadly reading, but we're going to learn some more techniques, starting with today after meditation. So relax yourself, dear friends. Let's go into meditation once again. We are doing breath mindfulness meditation. This meditation is helping us absolutely change your thoughts and feelings, change your state of being from something very lower to something very higher vibrationally. Our goal is to empty the mind. Our mind has thousands of thoughts in every day, and we want to empty the mind because 90% are redundant and useless, worrisome, fearful. They're driven through the fear. So when we regularly practice this meditation, where you are sitting in that posture on the sofa chair or in the chair on the floor, comfortably with your legs crossed, fingers into fingers, and rest your hands in your lap comfortably. Spine need not be erect. Take a comfortable posture with back support and eyes closed. Remove the specs, eyes closed, and then observe your natural breath. Take any point in your nose and observe breath is going in and coming out. And observe your natural breath, the mind becomes empty. And as the mind becomes empty, you experience emptiness as energy. So they may be experiencing anything in your meditation. So be a witness to it. When you observe the breath, mind becomes empty. In case you are into thought, which is also common, observe the breath, slowly mind becomes empty, but suddenly we get into thought. And so when you have thoughts, bring your attention back to the breath and continue to observe. So for the whole duration, when observing the breath, we go into the emptiness. When you are emptiness, be in that empty state of mind for as long as you can until the duration of meditation. But if your emptiness is broken by thought again, bring your attention back to the breath and then observe. So you go back to the emptiness. This is what we do, right? Before we do this process, we're doing something called heart elevation to elevate our body into a higher emotion. If you're coming into meditation because something serious happened yesterday, I'm going to feel low. We want ourselves to mount a higher emotion by recollecting one of the best moments of your life. Best moments of your life where you spend with the child, with your nature, with your friends, or with yourself, where you felt really great about you because you did that invention, or you solved this huge problem for your company, or your best time where somebody appreciated you. So any of those, you just recollect on the past where you felt good about you. You felt good about the people around you, the places. And so there's basically love, compassion, gratitude, appreciation, joy, adventure, any of those. And then you recollect and relive that moment for a few times so that we are changing ourselves, the body, emotion into higher, which greatly supports our brain to become slow down and go into the empty states of mind faster. Relax yourself, dear friends. We're going into powerful meditation with your eyes closed. I'm guiding and I'm playing music. The goal is to be in the empty state of mind. Let's start with heart elevation. Dear friends, dear masters, keep your hands on your chest area and rest your attention on your breath and on your sacred heart. Rest your attention on your heart and on your breath. Take a slow, long, relaxing breath. Can you feel your beautiful heart? Breathe more of that slow, long, relaxing breath and feel your heart center, the beat, rhythm of your heart. The seat of all emotions. Which is helping life thrive with its love, joy, gratitude. I want you to relive a moment, relive an experience from your life where you felt enormous love, joy, gratitude, appreciation. Recollect that experience and relive that moment and elevate yourself feel more of that energy of love, of joy, of gratitude inside your beautiful heart, the more you experience this energy, the more coherent you become. Among all things and everybody, the more you multiply your experiences of life. We are all deeply interconnected with each other. Feel it, dear friends. And let's go into breath mindfulness meditation. With your eyes closed, fingers into fingers, resting your hands comfortably in your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Observe your normal, natural in breath and the out breath, dear friends. And allow yourself to slowly and slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. Be with your breath. If you recognize your thinking, gently go back to observing your breath and allow yourself to slowly and slowly become empty of all thoughts in your mind. Observe any sensations in your body. As our mind becomes empty, we experience that greater emptiness, that quantum energy feel. We channelize all the energy into the generous present moment. We increase the power of thought. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to become totally empty. Can you become aware of that emptiness inside of you, all around you? Become aware of that emptiness of no body, of nothing, all around your body, occupying your room. Allow yourself to experience that infinite depth of that emptiness, spreading far and wide beyond your body, beyond your room, going into the edges of this universe. That's energy. All emptiness is energy in the quantum field of unlimited possibilities. The longer you stay connected to this emptiness, this void, the more you experience that energy, the more possibilities you draw into your life. If you find yourself in thought, go back to observing your breath and slowly find that emptiness. Everything you have ever experienced or will experience is here in this field of energy. The longer you stay connected to this field of unlimited, as no body, as no thing, the more open you become. Allow yourself to merge into this emptiness of yourself. This is your divine self. This is that quantum consciousness. Go deeper and deeper into yourself, dear friends. Friends, let's express gratitude to all things and everybody. Express gratitude to your parents, your teachers, your mentors, to this nature, all the people in your life, the places, the systems, to yourself. Enter this consciousness. Gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. Relax your body and let your autonomous nervous system repair your body. As you relax, recollect your experiences from the session. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands over your eyes for 5 seconds. And then you may open your eyes. Okay. Yes. Veena?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I manifested several times that I must quit all the medicine, whatever I'm taking. So BP tablet, I have cut half. But my blood pressure normally 135 has come down to 115, like that. My heartbeat has come down. It's something amazing. So this is a big advantage for meditation.
I started meditation and very quickly it became something much bigger and much more beautiful. Before I even realized, I started enjoying it. And then I was attending my father's manifestation workshop. And in the middle of one of the sessions, just very randomly in my meditation, I get this thought that says, look at that website of that course once again. And I was thinking that I know the deadline is passed. In July only the deadline is over. So why did that come up? But I still opened it and it says that they've extended the deadline by 1 month. So I have time. Within 2 days, everything, we finished it, we submitted the application. And from then on, literally everything happened so magically.
So I think Chandra sir did a one-day workshop that time on abundance creation. So the immediate day evening, I went to my home and then wrote in the paper. So what kind of company I would like to go in. So I wrote the amount of salary and then how far it will be from the place where I'm staying. What will be the work environment, the team, everything. So we worked for a month and then by the end of January I got around 3 to 4 offers and I choose the one which is closer to the one which I wrote on the paper.
Okay, friends. So understanding the manifestation science some more, let me put up a few charts. Meditation increasing the manifestation quotient. To attract, it's also called the law of attraction. Attracting what we want in our life. Many of us absolutely would have read this book, and if you've not read the book, this is called The Secret, or the movie. In fact, I recommend watching the movie called The Secret. It's freely available on YouTube, which is essentially reflecting upon what we think and feel is what we keep attracting into our life. So manifestation, then if we break it up into these two core components, elevated thoughts and feelings. So we want to move the thoughts into, change the thought, change your feelings, and then you are creating a reality that we want. So today, let's understand around thoughts. It is difficult to break them up, that we're trying to compartmentalize so we increase our learning. 95% of the thoughts that we have are repetitive and drain our energy. They're repetitive, they're negative, they drain our energy. So average person before meditation, now some of us who have been regularly meditating, this rate, the number of thoughts from thousands of, dozens of thousands would come down to few thousands, maybe 50 to 60,000 on average. Somebody is very, very stressful, even more stressful, highly tense, anxious, it could be even higher. Now, these are all in that high beta state. If you go back and recollect, in week 1, we talked about various waves, brainwave frequencies. So most of them are in this high beta state. They drain energy. They do not let us focus. They distract us. So 50 to 60,000 thoughts a day, and 95% are repetitive as previous day. And in that, 80% are negative. The same thing that we keep thinking. And the same worries that we keep having. And so repeated thoughts are strengthening the memory connection, making it stronger. So this is the part we do not know of. First of all, being aware that there are so many repetitive thoughts, so much of that is either completely unwanted. Just redundant thought. Hey, the traffic today is going to be really tough. Bangalore is generally like this. So, a conclusion's made, a thought comes, and then just randomly we talk about it, we think about it as we hit the road. Just contemplate on it. That has no value. That thought has no value. And if at all there is something, it is only negatively working towards your objective of reaching your office or doing your work. Going to the shopping or wherever you want to go, it's only working negatively. Because you're putting an energy vibration, a signal towards that quantum field of possibility. Because every thought is an energy frequency which is trying to find that possibility for you. It is a possibility that you can reach your office in 10 minutes or it can take 1 hour. Both are possibilities, up to us to create. Like that experience that we just heard from Alekia, she said the deadline is over. Why would they even have it? But anyway, I went and checked, and so the deadline is extended. That is a possibility, right? A big institution extending the deadline is a possibility. So is the case with the traffic on a Monday morning, having whatever reason that roads could be empty, whatever could be the many, many possibilities. If a VIP just said then passed, then they would have vacated, they would have blocked road somewhere. So your stretch could be empty, so it would just be driving, right? It would just be going. As you set onto the roads, maybe the rain comes, so suddenly many vehicles are off the road, so the road is empty for you, so you could go. So there are so many possibilities exist. So the point is repeated thoughts. Now, what we don't understand, friends, is repeated thoughts strengthening the memory connection becomes stronger. So every time we think of something that is unwanted, it makes a stronger memory connection. So cells come together and then join, and then they form a memory connection. Each time we learn something. It's called neural connections. Our brain is full of those neural connections. 100 billion neurons in the brain, 80 to 100 billion neurons. And each neuron connected with another neuron 100,000 times. So it's a lot of connections out there. And each connection represents a part of your memory, a tiny part of the memory. So what you learn is memory and then the information. So that is going in. But each time you think about something, experience something, then it becomes stronger and stronger. And so this is the part we don't know, but then we keep repeating in a past experience. And that becomes stronger, and cells that fire to the white, so they're becoming stronger. So what does it mean to become stronger? Stronger memory, that means a stronger feeling associated with it. All of that keeps projecting for us. Now, these thoughts are producing neurotransmitters, which are driving emotions and feelings into the body, right? If you see an accident on the road, so suddenly it triggers, it produces a thought and triggers some kind of emotion, isn't it? If there is some injury, then it triggers an emotion. If you're walking into the office and you see suddenly there is a nice kind of balloons out there, it produces another kind of emotion. You feel, wow, look at something special going on today, right? So these emotions are triggered through these neurotransmitters, which are the feel-good chemicals we talked about. There are feel-good, depending on the positive emotion. There are, of course, the stressful chemicals based on what that feeling is, and what that event is, the trigger is. And so these emotions are, the thoughts are essentially responsible for producing emotions and feelings. Feeling in the cognitive mind, frontal mind, emotion in the body. The way your jaw responds, the way your eyes respond, the lips shake, your hands come off into the air. That's your heart changes its beat. They're all an emotion, right? An emotion in the body. And corresponding to that emotion, try to interpret in the cognitive mind as a feeling. It's the same thing, it's two sides of the coin. So they come in. And when you have a feeling or emotion that is driving up, so an emotion in the body drives up the feeling, and the feeling goes back and then says, okay, so I'm experiencing something good right now. Okay, there's some party here. And then immediately it sets off and then goes and pulls back. When is the last you had another party in that same hall? Right? It connects those things that you had, those nice celebration experiences together, or vice versa. If they're a negative emotion, it goes back and then pulls up. An accident that you'd seen a long time ago, a story you heard from a friend long time ago, how that was very horrible for them. So it pulls us into those emotions. And so we go into this, so it produces more thoughts, and the more thought produces more feeling. And so thinking, feeling loops, we are constantly in this thinking, feeling loop. We are in this thinking, feeling loop. We call it inner chat, inner dialogue, mind chatter, constant inner chatter. So the more we are feeling about something, the more we get addicted to it. And so the more we are addicted to the feeling, the more it's hard to produce. We are stuck in this feelings of the past, emotions of the past. So we need to break this. We need to break this loop. Our meditation every day is helping, because everyday meditation is as you're observing your breath and as you're emptying your mind, then you're weakening the circuits of the past memories, and they become fully weak. They're weak because the resources that are required to hold them together is called the neural group, gets reallocated, assigned to somebody else, someplace else over a period of time. And if you don't do it for 3 weeks, then slowly some of the past emotions are going away, unless you make an active attempt to bring them back. So yes, the environment trigger is constantly there to bring us some of the past memories, but the triggers also slowly we change. We stop looking at unwanted TV programs, because TV program, they call programs because they're programmers. We stop looking at unwanted things. We stop reading unwanted stuff. We stop indulging in unwanted gossip or unwanted conversations. So what if something happened somewhere, we need not be making that a discussion for 1 hour at the dining table or the office in your cafeteria, talking about it, how people are getting hurt and then how bad it is, and again and again and again to implant it. So we got to break this thinking, because we are distracted. So one great way, dear friends, along with the meditation, is to changing our thoughts and elevated thoughts, what we call them. Thoughts are these 4 levels. There are different models of thoughts. Patriji organizes thoughts into 4 levels: disastrous, negative, positive, and miraculous. 4 levels of thought. Disastrous thought leading to disastrous results. Something right in the beginning. You're thinking of doing a business. Suddenly, right in the beginning, you say yes, your parents are telling you, or your friends are telling you. So you went to a conference, you're inspired, you want to start a business idea, you want to create, you start a business for yourself. But then you're fundamentally deep inside, there is disastrous thinking is there. That means there is very low self-esteem, and then, total blame game kind of stuff, and say, hey, I am a failure. I just cannot. Too many times I failed last time. So this time also I'm going to fail. That inner chatter is there. So when we think disastrously, a person who starts a business will think disastrously, will not even go past the initial steps of even creating a business plan. They gave up. Disastrous thinking that, we are disastrous results. So we are failing right in the beginning. You're setting out for driving, disastrous thinking, oh, I'm going to really hit, and then something's going to happen. I can't control this car. It's too big. I'm going to hit something. And so is the case within the second class or so. You'll turn around and then you really hit something, a wall or a car, and then the matter ends. You'll not go back to driving again for some more months. A negative thinking person is slightly better off. I am a failure in my business. I know I lost a lot of money. But I think I am going to somehow, failures will be there. I may fail, but this time I got better. I learned new things. I'm going to apply those techniques and then weather through the challenges. So failure, the negative person is thinking negatively that way. So he does, or she does, encounter setbacks in the business. But however, is thinking about learning and so thinking about with a positive saying, I'm going to get through it. So they're going to get setbacks, but they go through it and then continue to work through the business. It's not a great business, but it's going on. Not too happy about it because it's going on, not necessarily leading to profits, but it is there. At least you did not close it very early on, but you're continuing with it. A positive thinking person is saying, no matter what happened, I'm going to this time succeed. I'm going to make some profit. And it'll satisfy me. I'm going to be satisfied with what I'm going to do, but it's going to make some profits. I'm changed already my thought process. I've changed my friendship. I've gone into a new place now. So the new place is giving me new energy. So I'm here. I'm going to be successful, positively thinking about it. My past is past, gatam, gataha. I've ignored it, I'm forgetting it. So you have this thought process. So naturally, a positive thinking person is making the positive thinking person is making the business successful. He makes profit. He rewrites history, rewrites his past. All it requires is one little success for us to feel good, to move forward, right? So it becomes positively thinking, all applies this knowledge that my thoughts create reality. So what I think is what I'm creating. So better be careful. So thinks that way and moves the state of being to positive side, so creates positive results for the business. A miraculous thinking person is saying anything is a possibility. I am making 300% growth this year. I am getting the best company award in this NASCOM this year. I'll be recognized as the best SME this year. So I'm actually making serious impact to the society around me because I get so much profit. I'm actually helping many people around me with this, miraculously thinking. And so is the person growing the business significantly. They believe in the market, they believe in the capability themselves. So dear friends, we have an opportunity to choose ourselves to be any of these thought levels. Elevated thoughts or lower thoughts. It's up to us as we decide, we choose. can you write that notes, recollect and write the notes, what so far you learned. If there's somebody in your room, so you can tell them what you learned. Or you can just write a message to your friend. This models of thought, and our brains, what you repeat is what becomes stronger and stronger. Can you write the notes about it? Send a message to your friend or somebody in your room. Just talk to them about what you learned. Cells that wire together, fire together, wire together. So every time I learn, every time I repeat, every time I recollect, we are wiring it together. Instantaneously, we're making it better and stronger in our memory. Okay. So 4 types of thoughts. So how do we alter these? So we have to set a dream. We have to define a vision for ourselves, a future state of ourselves. Where do I want to be? What do I want to experience in the next few months? What is it that I want to, how do I want to change my life? So you got to have a vision of where are you going? It's not so much about asking for a house. It's not so much about asking for a car or asking for a job. You got to have clarity of why. You say, I want to help people. You got to have clarity of what is that you want to do. Why do you want to do it? Is it because people are telling you to do it and you're doing it? Or is it because you legitimately have that interest to do it? So a dream about the vision of your future. A vision of the future is something you're deeply interested in. The other word to say is goals. Have some goal in life. Set some goals. When you have a clear dream of the future, vision of the future, then and when you think about it actively, then our conscious brain, the frontal cortex, this part of the brain, the frontal part is called the CEO of the brain, is constantly helping you channelize your energy in your brain and every faculty towards that. When you think about a goal and say, this is what I am seeking to experience. So we got to set a vision of the future. So create a vision and a goals that inspire every bit of you. You got to think, when you wake up in the morning, you need to feel that, yes, this is the most important thing that I want to experience in life. So when I was setting for myself, I've done a lot of service work to Pyramid Valley International, one of the beautiful meditation centers, high energy, New Shambhala. So there was a time for me, and my vision and then wish and then goal for me was that fully that thousands of people come and then embrace this place, learn meditation. I used to dream about that feeling of that pyramid getting full. I used to dream about having this beautiful greenery. When you're part of this project, so you've got to dream about. So I used to dream when you're there, so they dream about this beautiful greenery. Never, I mean, those of you visited Valley, 80% of what you see there was not there when we actually took the land. 80% is not there. All we think would do was to dream about something that you want to create. an experience that you want to have as a future state. We were dreaming about an international quality center because we were set in 2008, a lot of things came together. So we set that, we are doing this international event for the first time. We invited about 12 international masters to speak about various aspects of consciousness, right? Meditation, spiritual science. And so we're getting ready. So there is this frantic, and then we knew in 6 months we got to make. So every day I would visualize and dream about how this place is going to turn out, because you're organizing an international conference. There's a whole level of things you need to do. Accommodation has been taken care, some systems, some procedures, many things. So when you dream about, and then later when you finished that, as things came around, and many people felt amazed how we transformed that place in the 6 months. Landscaping, the lake formations, lots of gardens created, the pyramid came in this majestic way, the way it has come. The same Pyramid Valley, we're going to do an advanced meditation manifestation retreat towards the end of the month in September, 6-day retreat. We get to spend enough time there to completely experience that meditation in this mega pyramid. Over 2 million people have already experienced meditation, energized this pyramid since the time it is opened. So vision of the future is required. Now, that is the same vision I had for when my company, we're trying to get it acquired, because, if you're the software companies, there are two types, right? Either you're setting it up to grow by yourself constantly, like in a services company, or we're developing a product which is an auxiliary space to a larger company, so you want to be acquired, right? So there's always two strategies are there, an acquisition strategy or a growth strategy. Always be an independently growth strategy. So we had a strategy of clear acquisition because we are a tiny part of a larger space of a problem space that we solve. So we wanted to get it acquired. And the time when we decided, then it clearly had this vision that now as the company gets acquired, it's not the acquisition that I'm looking for, but the company gets acquired. The vision is, then what am I going to do after that with that acquisition that happens? What kind of experience are you seeking? A vision of the future is that you have a set of goals around this acquisition, and then you're going to, that inspires you every day, every part of you. We've got to dream about it every day. So I was dreaming about how it would empower me to teach this meditation to corporates, how it would empower my employees to feel good about the monetarily, whatever they gain, and newer work that it would do when you go into this larger company, right? When you go into a larger company, you're integrating this with ecosystem, so you have lots of new things to do, right? How would empower me monetarily to be able to contribute to my goal in my life? One of the goals for me is to contribute to 100 mega pyramids. So in my Tanmandan, whichever way that I want to create these meditation centers, something that is part of my vision board, which I drew long ago in the year 2009. And so how would empower me to contribute in whichever way? So I would dream about this vision every day as part of my manifestation. When we decided to get acquired, is the right timing to get acquired. So I put this into manifestation process. So I would dream and vision. So you got to dream. So setting a clear vision of the future. We're going to learn goal setting process a little bit tomorrow. And then we're going to learn deeply about it towards the end of September with a 6-day retreat there, as well as then an online sessions will form also in October. But meditation is giving us clarity for this goal setting. We'll learn tomorrow briefly about this. So dreaming every hour with deep feelings as if the goal is going to happen is a way, as if the goal has happened. So first we have to set the vision. Meditation is giving us the clarity. What is important for me? What's not important for me? At any given time, we say we got this 20 things, 30 things are there. You got to narrow it down. What's more priority? If there is tomorrow is your last day, so what would you do? Out of the many things that you want to do, which one is important? Writing your experience is important. Or spending the time with the parents is important. If spending time with your family is one goal for you, but you always delayed because your career, you felt it's going to take a setback to your career. So you always delay it, right? We delay many things. So meditation is giving us that clarity of what is that most important for me. And then we dream about it. That's called visualization process. So visualization is dreaming as if the goals have happened. So you're thinking, you're feeling, dreaming about a future state of experience. It is the experience that you are looking to dream about. It's not the promotion, the job, the house. It is the experience of being in the house, being in the job, new job role. What are the things that you will do which are going to give you that satisfaction, that happiness, the joy? In the quantum model, when we observed in the Monday's class, we said everything that we're experiencing in life is a set of possibilities. So we are seeking an experience. There are the whole set of patterns of electrons, of you, of me, of everything, along with my phone, laptops, my house, the house is the nature. So an experience that you want to go into Himalaya, spend a month, if an experience, right? Which requires a whole set of things to get collapsed as a possibility. And so you have to dream about that experience. And so the more you think about that experience, the more you concretize it. And then you have every thought has that electromagnetic signature. So you produce that electromagnetic signature, which contains basically those sort of subatomic particles to collapse. And so all those people, place, things come together and that experience happens. So you have to dream about it. The more you dream about it, the more you are putting into your conscious mind, into subconscious mind, so that it becomes your autopilot program and it starts projecting for you. So dear friends, elevated thoughts are about having a clear vision, moving away from this negative, disastrous thinking to a positive, miraculous thinking. And this is possible. One way clearly is by setting a clear vision, clear goal of a future state of experience we want to have. It can be short term, it can be long term, it can be a combination of both. What we call creating a mind movie, and then visualize about it, dream about it, think about it. After meditation, and whenever you have some opportunity during the day to go into that thought state, and then visualize and dream about it. And this is what I'm seeking to experience. You feel as if it's happening for you. The more you feel as if it's happening for you, the more you're conditioning your brain, subconscious, to feel that it is true. The more you feel it is true, the more you're creating it. If you believe deeply that you are poor and that you don't have money, don't have, you condition so much, the more it's going to come true. Instead, you believe that the more you visualize about you actually having that luxurious travel somewhere, if that's what defines your prosperity for you, the more you visualize and dream about it, the more you, and then it's a feeling, the more you change your state of being. And so that's what you attract into it. So successful leaders have done this continuously. And so we learn visualization, goal setting briefly tomorrow. And then Friday, we learn about reprogramming the beliefs. So one side, we set a higher vision, purpose, and so that you're able to move mostly into the higher state of thinking. And another side, some of these old memories, old beliefs that you set for yourself over a period of time, we're going to reprogram them. So we'll learn that aspect too on Friday. Thank you very much for joining.